Duel 1. Fight!
Hello everyone, Random Gamer Riven here, along with my co-host, Random Gamer Dragoon. And in tonight's Friday Night Fight Night, we will be battling it out on Golden Axe The Duel on Sega Saturn, a STV arcade board. So, before I do any more introductions, let's just get a quick first fight underway. We're actually playing the NTSC-J version today, which actually arrived in the post. It's one of those ones that we've had a PAL version for a very long time, but since I discovered and seen that this one had a very sort of iffy optimization, this NTSC version, we thought we'd finally get an NTSC version. It would be nice if we could get an English version, but the price of the North American version is creeping up a bit, and unfortunately North American games are a bit of a pain to get in this category. So we are versus Riven versus Julius Thunderhammer. That's one of the new characters in this Golden Axe. Most of them are new characters other than Death Adder, but most of the characters in this beat 'em up sort of homage to the original one. So you have like a descendant of Axe Battler, a descendant of Tyrus Flare, and then a whole host of rather interesting characters who it's a shame never appeared in other games in the series. So this was released in 1995 on STV Arcade. I think the Western port was 96. It was published by Sega and it was developed by Sega AM1. And you will certainly notice the speed of this version is vastly superior to the PAL version. even though the power version's optimised, I do feel the speed's not quite. And there's a weird graphical issue where they've stretched it on the power version. They've not stretched it right, so it all looks a bit distorted. Now, this is not a arcade perfect port sadly, which is probably the one downside of Golden Axe The Duel. It is missing animation, particularly when playing as Jam, who's supposed to ride in on her bear whenever she starts the stage, and then she's putting her bag in the background. The bear's also a lot more animated in the arcade version. Sadly, I suspect that due to Randomised on the Saturn, they had to remove that, so it was the bug, but I definitely think this is running faster than the power version.
Yeah, it's playing very fast.
It's playing quite a bit faster.
Duel 2. Fight.
Like they'd optimise the speed. Still look like they'd optimise the screen, but not the screen. It's actually a really, really good item, but it's one that I don't think really got the credit, because I think at the time everyone was tired of that. Yeah. This is by far, this really is so you can actually turn on and off the green blue giving things here. Get all three attack buttons. It's Doc Super just Yui. Yeah, I think it's that one. Yeah, that's super. That's started. Doc was actually one of my favourite characters. I would really like to see him in a Golden Axe scrolling beat. It would be nice if they'd taken this game and added it. I think chronologically this is after the original 3 games. Actually, no. It has to be before Golden Axe The Revenge. The Sega System 32 one, because he was on the hammer against he sacrificed himself. It has to be. And it probably, well, it could be theory after or during Golden Axe 3. And I think Golden Axe beats Rider, but basically it's Golden Axe 1, 2, I think it's 3. It might be this, and then it might be Golden Axe The Revenge. But those are really, that's really the canonic series. I think the less said about Beast Rider. The Dixie one, the better. Although I will talk about the Master System, Axe Battler, and yeah, we actually don't. There's a couple of those, yeah, Axe Battler's quite good as well. A couple of them, we're guilty here at Randomised Gaming, we don't have too many Master System games, so we do need to increase our number of Master System games we have access to. So at some point, you have to expand the collection. But there was one called Ghost Hunter the other day that was really good. I was like, yeah, that looked really good. The Master System is a bit of a oddity for us. I primarily got one just to play the Wonder Boy. Yep. The music's actually pretty solid. I think this is a very well put together piece. Death Adder, he's one of the few characters you can actually break his shield. Actually, could you not? I'm just trying to remember if you had the weapons in hand. I think you did. But I think you might have been able to break them because the weapon. Hers was flashing red a second, and I thought I remember there being something about you could break them or something in this. But it was an incredibly rare occurrence that you had to jump. Tara Fair's a bit of a combo queen. Lana Fair. It's also the potty, as you say. Those blows are meant to distract you when fighting. Oh, there we go, just broken your shield. He's a strong character, that is.
Duel 1. Fight.
It's definitely, I mean, I always really enjoyed this one. I think it's previously covered it in a... I've previously done long play, although that was with the old scale. I need to do one with the digital scan converter. And I do need to do one looking at... this is one of those games I want to actually compare the power and the NTSC version, full sort of speed, checking everything.
Duel 2. Fight.
Milana's your typical sort of guile character. Keel is definitely one of the faster, more aggressive characters. Yeah, I think he's a very nasty character to kill. Yeah, yeah, one thing to say about this, there is only the characters you see on the character select screen to play as. There is one boss, but to the best of our knowledge, the boss is not playable. Yeah, basically the final boss is actually the Golden Axe come alive, and he's never been made playable. I think you can use cheat codes, but it's quite a limited moveset. It would have been nice if he was ever playable, but he's not playable in any version. And I've checked all Japanese, American, English, PAL, everything cheat sites. He's not a playable character, which is a shame.
Duel 1.
As it means you've literally got 10 characters. This is what you see or what you get game. I suppose it is a bit lacking with the fact it's got a no survival or anything, but when you look at it visually, it's actually a very nice game. You've got lots of animations, wonderful scaling effects. I seem to recall this was actually the very first game we played upon getting the Saturn. Yeah, this was the very first game because we were quite impressed with it, because of course having played Super Nintendo games, you then go to what's described as a console that could suddenly output an arcade game. It's just like, wow. Yeah, we were Alright, the first thing we played we got a Saturn was a demo disc of this, and it was a couple games, but it had a demo with this, and basically you was one of those games and thought, yeah, this is really good. But, I mean, when you compared it to Super Nintendo, it just blew it out of the water. I mean, the Saturn really was the... When it comes to the Saturn and PS1, they really were the first consoles that could recreate the arcade experience, and that completely changed, I think, the gaming scene effectively ever. Throw there. Thank you for your likes, guys. Very much appreciated. Just saw that there's a touch more blood in this version, but I don't think there is. I've actually done Jamma. So Jamma is one of the few characters that's actually a victim. She is a victim of animation loss, and I picked Keel, didn't I? She's one of the few characters that actually suffers due to having her animation missing. So she's supposed to ride in on her bear in the arcade version. Sadly, that animation is missing in this one. Her rucksack that she carries on her back with her is also missing for some reason. That one's, you see that being put in the background next to the bear, so I'm not sure. I can only assume it's an animation, a memory limit, which is why it was taken out. Right? Because her bear's much more active in the arcade version. He actually yawns. If you ever played seen the arcade version, he actually yawns and roars up. This one is just speaking he actually yawns up in the original arcade version. So his animations, she's probably the character that's been cut down the most. I think because he's added in as a background element, I can only assume that basically adding him in, I suspect she's probably I suspect they may have built the game around but basically getting everything in pretty much, but having to then add in the bear meant they had to make some unfortunate animation. Transitions the layers. So obviously this stage you can clearly see the reflection in the ground, which is transparent as well. Now I'm guessing, because the Saturn has two CPUs, one is drawing character. Yeah, remember the STV is the same hardware. It must be a RAM issue. It's probably I mean, it's either one of two things: either a bug or more likely a RAM issue where. Where they just literally run out of RAM. Do the supers once you had the full potion. You do the potion and then it's like the lower move in the manual, the bottom move. Or look at the most complex move going, and that's probably the super one.
Duel 1. Fight.
Zomba versus Stock. Zomba's a really odd character. If you've seen his ending, it's a bit, it's like... There was some great character design. It's a pity a lot of these characters don't subsequently appear in later games. I really like them. Yeah, but this does have dynamic shadows as well, which is very nice. Yeah, you've got proper shadows. I think there may be some slight animation missing from the arcade version as well from all the characters, because I think the arcade version has slightly more ads, so slightly more hammer, slightly more memory. Frog attack is quite nice. Hello Carlos de Cruz, thanks for joining the stream. Hope you enjoy this fight night tonight. So yeah, Zomba can actually turn his opponents into animals, but you can fight back as the frog as well. So Doc is a really, really good character. Yes, I hope you all enjoy this fight night tonight as we battle it out on Golden Axe The Duel. Gilius Thunderhammer. I think my favourite character on this was Keel in the end. I think I went for Keel.
Zed, I think, changes the other characters to colours.
I seem to recall there being quite a lot of colour palette swaps in this one.
Yeah.
There's quite a lot of colours to select from. I think it's a beat 'em up that doesn't get enough love. I think it's one of those, as an arcade game, you didn't see it round too much. And I remember certainly in English arcades and UK, I don't remember seeing this much at all.
I've seen many yesterday.
Games. No,
Arcade is one of the few we've seen.
and Athlete Kings, I think being only about 2. I think for some reason many of the arcade owners didn't STV.
Blade is also the equivalent of NLU.
There's
With the Hurricane here, the Fireball,
and Dragon.
Duel 2. Fight.
Yeah, I mean this is the classic Axe Battler versus Gilius Dwarf, because it is actually Gilius. Obviously this is before Revenge of Death Adder, because sadly Gilius doesn't survive Revenge of Death Adder. It's actually done
after it
right, yeah, could be. He's seen in Golden Axe 3 as well. He's only playable in 1 and 2. Well then this one he looks rather battle hardened, far more so because in
Yeah, the game is super. This is very difficult actually. Getting potions off the trolls.
yeah, you have to get the potions, activate them, and then you have to use the move during the window you've got.
Duel 1. Fight.
So we go with Beast and get Jammer. I wonder if we should probably do a double Jammer fight.
Is inspired by Blank.
Blank crossed with the Incredible Hulk, I think. Scaling effects really are fantastic just as you watch the it really does make great use of the hardware. In fact, in terms of when you look at some of the early Capcom projects, this is a relatively early Saturn fighter, it's actually a really impressive one. Certainly technically more impressive than say even like Street Fighter Alpha. But I think because perhaps the characters were at this point not as well liked, it didn't perhaps do. This is one of those games I think should have done better than it did. it's not quite an arcade perfect version of the game.
Duel. Fight.
So thanks for the likes on the videos, guys. As always, if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing. If you enjoy randomised gaming content, as always, we do Fight Night every Friday at present. At least up until, I think we'll probably take a break during December. There will definitely be a December break on Fight Night. Like there'll be December stream break. I think I just wasted my super there.
Duel 1. Fight.
Yeah, Pancho is sort of a mechanical character. I seem to remember him having a bomb storm as the super. The supers are actually, a lot of the characters are really impressive. Actually get the potions to do them. Admittedly, they are slightly open to exploiting at the same time as well.
Duel 2. Fight.
Yeah, it's a grab. Gonna have a hard time trying to get it on there. I think Poncho just was going to throw the bombs in this one. Again, supers are really hard to pull off. Yeah, a lot of sort of hold back and stuff.
Final duel. Fight.
Airball moves, which is quite nice. But definitely there is an imbalance slightly because some of the characters have a lot less moves. Yeah, I always remember that throw being a little bit the sort of camera. There was a joke in Sega Saturn magazine that said, "I know people that would." An infamous joke where it was a joke where someone said, "I know people who would pay for that." I have to love the Sega Saturn magazine. UK Sega Saturn magazine was one of the best official magazines. That's where I think he's got Blanca.
Yeah, the other one is a follow-up during the first one.
Duel 1. Fight.
Some of the supers are actually very impressive, but you're not going to make them out. Yeah, there are definitely like issues there. I wasn't when you were coming back off your down charge. She's really vulnerable. Should be really vulnerable. My switch is actually attacking missing. So definitely, I think Beast has got the green's got the range. Some of his moves not. Yes, Death Adder is so. Death Adder and Gilius Thunder Adder, I think, are the only two staples of the series. Really, bit of trivia: Death Adder technically links the Altered Beast, not Death Adder. Altered. So let me get this right. Let's say this right. The Shining series, Sega's Shining series, and Altered Beast are both linked via Golden Axe, and therefore, in theory, take place in the same world. So ironically, Golden Axe technically takes place in the Shining series because Gilius Thunderhammer is the shopkeeper in Shining in the Darkness, or Shining and the Darkness, the Japanese version. Death Adder technically serves as the penultimate boss. You should always fight him before you fight the Golden Axe in the storyline. Doc is such a good character. He's just so nimble. He's definitely top tier.
Final duel. Fight.
I think the demo fight you could was it Jam versus? No, I think it was two. I think it was only Axe Bat. Two Cane Blades.
Duel 1.
Maybe Milano playable. I think she was. Sort of Cane Blade. I think you could fight. Maybe you could play as Axe Battler, but you could fight Milana Flare. I seem to remember there being like one character you could play as and one you could fight. Lashes of blood coming out. Yeah, I'm not sure there was that much blood coming out. I think there is, and I've checked it. I think.
Duel 2. Fight.
It's definitely a really forgotten beaten 2D fighter. I think it deserves a lot of credit because it's actually a very good one. I think there are one or two imbalances with the new characters. I think overall, playing it now, the soundtrack's good, the background's good. Yeah. The characters are quite diverse, which is always nice. There's really not much to fault in. Yeah, as I said, probably the balancing. The bouncing is a little off in this with a few characters, but it is and the supers are very difficult. I mean, we've got the moves list here in front of us, so we know what the supers are, but getting the 5 potions and then just seeming to try and pull them off seems to be far harder than it should be. Yeah, although if you could pull them off, you could pull off the supers multiple times while the potion, so it's possible to devastate your opponent, start the round, so you can get in 2 supers if you do one right at the start, as I recall, and then you're absolutely laughing all the way to the back. Oh, just as I was about to try and do the super. Hello Rat Lawyer, thanks for joining the stream again. Yes, this is probably one of the best games in terms of scalings on 2D fighters on the Saturn, so... Some kills. Dig out the power one now, probably the moves in as well. Yeah, he's got his one's quite easy. It's 2 quarter circles back. It's getting the supers basically rely on the potions, so but it's also possible to just pull off constant potions if you deliberately wait. But yeah, the reflections are a really nice touch. So on top of the shadows, you've got the reflections on some stages. So it's a really nice, it's a really impressive 2D visuals. It's definitely a game that I think needs a lot more loving from Saturn fans because it's actually a very technically impressive title. Oh yeah, that was just throwing the bomb on. Really nice ideas as well that you don't see in a lot of other fighters. Yeah, you could break the weapons as well, although it was great. That ice in the background as well. Yeah. Bonjour. I should say I'm player 2 tonight, so I was trying to do my super. The supers have some really good impressive visual right? Let's try that again. But some of the characters are quite protracted supers, whereas Axe Battler launches straight into a flaming uppercut, so his super's quite easy to do. This is the problem with chatting actually on streams, is you don't tend, because I often find because I'm chatting away, you don't do as good. You do not do as good. I need to actually, if I wanted to really be on top of the game, I need to actually be silent. Just sit here and whack some gnomes as they come out. We obviously the background stays in place. Yeah, that's probably the one downside. Is basically, so depending on who plays as what character you can. You have a combo system, but it doesn't count combos, so it doesn't tell players. Yeah, that's it. You got to hit with that. There's no way to connect. I'm not going to let you connect with that. So. There we go. There's one super, although hitting with it counts. I've been hitting with a lot of supers. I mean, I did thingy soup as well. Dot. This You have to basically connect to it, you then get some stunning animations. So. Super, right. Oh, finally! There we go. So there we go on the supers. And as you can see, their brilliant full screen sprites does a ton of damage.
Final duel. Fight.
Yeah, Axe. Cane Blade Super basically has. There is some priority some attacks that some players definitely have better priorities. Technically, this is a tournament and you press pause. You would have just forfeited your match, Dragoon. Yeah, there's an infamous Street Fighter tournament where one of the guys presses press pause and then it's match over. The way to do that is to actually remove the pause button from the joypads. Thanks for the likes so far, guys. Hope you're enjoying the stream as always. It's nice to cover some of the more niche Sega Saturn titles. Well, it's not really niche, it's just not well known. This is one of those games that I feel should have done better than what it did, but I think, as Dragoon said, when this released, everyone was a bit sick of 2D beat-em-ups. Going like the series had traditionally been scrolling. It was probably a bit unconventional, but it's been quite a lot of hours putting some time into this, so. Yeah, Gilly's slow. Yeah, Death Adder's definitely slow. Gilly's really got that power with that hammer.
Duel 2. Fight.
Gilly's is quite nasty down. One of the reasons I did pick this up was to actually compare this against the ATSC version, and as we've noticed a little while back, and one of the reasons I did want to get is that they basically, the way they stretch the screen in the PAL version causes visuals to look and that's the super. Yeah, his super was quite down and kick. You see that sort of charge. Kick and obviously that's the connector you then need to do. Yeah, I mean actually putting off the supers in this, because obviously unlike other fighters where you charge the super, this one you're required to pick up items mid-battle. So if you can deliberately farm the supers, and I will admit I have previously done that against the IAA where you farm the supers to deliver those power blows. The Golden Axe battle isn't quite tricky. If you actually get to the final boss in this, the Golden Axe battle is one of those kind of grudge-bearing boss fights that yeah, goes on for sort of ever. That said, the most, despite what many people say over the years, the fighter which has the most unfair boss is a game called Spectral vs Generations on the PS2. It had what I can only describe as a boss that made most of the difficult SNK bosses look like a walk in the park. It's like Holy God or something. The
the beast has a one-hit kills attack.
Yeah.
Dizzy as well in the Guilty Gear.
Yeah.
It was horrendously unplanned. Dizzy as well in the Guilty Gear on the Dreamcast.
I think the King of Fighters are bad, but yeah, you said that Spectral vs Generation.
That was the only time I remember actually giving up. I think Dizzy on the Dreamcast, Guilty Gear, the first time it was took me around to beat the ability to beat it. Spectral vs Generation, you felt so battered by the boss. Because if it hit you, it killed you. The other one, similar to that, I guess, is Battle Fantasia on the 360.
Yeah, that's the infamous, you have to parry every attack.
Final duel. Fight.
Yeah, he is also got the red. Yeah, Zoma has a rapid attack with the. So as always, guys, if you're liking this stream, please do hit that like button. And of course,
He's got a rapid attack as well.
yeah, you've got a couple of characters. And of course, if you're enjoying, as always, should we do Jammer's music just because it's quite rare to actually do?
Yeah, why not?
So Jammer is a bit weird. Traditionally, she will only be on the stage of the player character. So basically, she will appear on the player character stage. If you're fighting her in arcade mode, she will appear on your stage with your music. But it's actually quite rare for her to actually have her stage. In order to get her stage, well, her stage is actually Doc's stage, and you will get a unique music track. And the only way to get this track is to have two jammers, as far as I'm aware. Now, it's a shame that when they did two jammers, they didn't then add in the additional animation, because in mirror matches, of course, you don't need, if you're using the same sprite, you don't need to load in half the animation.
No worries, the Doctor's Revenge has cheat codes that can take full advantage of this.
Yeah, there's actually a cheat code in Night Warriors on the Saturn that once you've unlocked it, allows you to enable an additional option menu that allows you to add in full animation with the same character, but only the same character on Saturn. But that's a really nice touch. So it means you can all the animation, but only if you're doing mirror matches. But still, it's a nice feature, and not many games actually use that feature, when really that should be standard to have full animation on mirror mode, because of course on mirror mode you don't need half the animation. Dare I say it, games like X-Men Children of the Atom should have all had that feature, same with Marvel Superheroes. If you've only got one character on screen, then you're only using half of them. Because often colour palettes are literally just a minor tweak in the colouring, so...
The background looks like he's having a heart attack when speech is going out.
Yeah, come on, it's a bit crazy.
I mean, all the backgrounds do have like hints that Double Dragon stages seem like the ride-on creatures.
Yeah, the classic. You've got the ride-on creatures. That creature's the one that actually appears in the Altered Beast as well. But I think it appeared in Altered Beast first and then it appeared in Golden Axe. But yeah, effectively you have a weird link between.
Of course, it was the thing that punched on the first stage.
Yeah.
Zoom around. The Altered fights released all the time. Even I was chatting to someone the other day, and even they said it was one of those games no one likes Altered Beast, just no one. You know, I'm actually surprised. I just realised the Saturn is one of the few consoles that didn't get port of Altered Beast. Maybe that's why it was so successful. It didn't get a port of Altered Beast. Maybe that's Sega's jinx. Any console, because the Saturn is, I think it's Sega's most successful console, if I remember, which a lot of people will be like, oh, well, it sold so well in Japan compared to, I mean, it beat the Dreamcast in Japan.
Although arguably the success of the Dreamcast would have seen it go on to sell more than Sega. Oh yeah, had Sega not pulled the plug of the Dreamcast, would have just shit. Sega's most successful console sales. Although even I'm a bit dubious about some.
Duel 1. Fight.
Okay, that wiki says 17 million. Master System. 2 million.
Might be the Master System. Actually, the Master System was very popular.
It was popular in Europe, it wasn't popular anywhere else. Yeah, those figures are a bit weird. Let's try Wikipedia. Wikipedia's figures can be a bit. They got Sega Saturn down as 9 million, and the other one had it down as 17 million. So, well, I guess it's pot luck there. Yeah, you can really count with that. So that's the thing, between two sites, we've got one site that's claiming it's 17 million,
Duel 2.
one site's claiming it's 9 million. Okay. Actually, Wikipedia says it's the Sega Genesis. I know the Saturn's the best Japanese. Sega Genesis 35 million. Sega Game Gear, Master System, Saturn and Dreamcast.
There we go. Look at it. Bang. Flames all over the screen.
Final duel. Fight.
That's referencing a book. We don't know the source of that book, so. Yeah, that's claims. So, yeah, I mean, this is the thing, we don't actually know how well. I mean, I've gone 2 myths here, claiming 2 totally different sets of figures for both consoles.
Yeah, this is the downside. Needs information gets muddled.
Yeah, the other thing is Sega and most of the consoles. I'm just going to see what Melania Flair's Super is. Oh, yeah, it's.
Bit of a convoluted one.
Yeah, she's got it down. I think she does a version on her charge.
Yeah, I mean, the Supers do look spectacular in this. On a few occasions, we are able to pull them off. What's the time now?
Duel 1. Fight.
It's definitely one of, I mean, this is definitely, visually, I think it really shows what Sega could do. I mean, Sega really, this is one game that I think if Sega carried on, they could have really built up a franchise. Certainly they should have followed up with the 2D yeah, you know, using like other games showed what good could be. The thing is, they could have reused like these sprites and stuff. Yes, we got transparency. And you've got some great shadow effects as well on the various stages. So you've got, it really is a 2D tour de force, this title, showing you a lot of effects that many developers struggle to do. But this was Sega AM1. Although it's always a big shame AM1 did not pour House of the Dead themselves. Yeah, now I should have won this match, but you got 2 health. I should have won that round twice over, but you got 2 grabs, 2 health. So it is, you do have to watch the health. I mean, yeah, green is definitely the incredible hold. I think the stronger characters suffer a bit, like Poncho. Yeah, Death Adder is very slow. Poncho Beast and Poncho Green and Death Adder are all probably in the lower tier, I'd say. I think Doc is by far one of the best characters. Quite a few colour variants as well, you see there. But yeah, there's definitely a what you see, what you get fighter on the Sega Saturn.
Duel 1. Fight.
I always remember Doc being an incredibly good character. I think he is by far the best character in the game. He's actually a doctor, but he's just such a good character. He's got the range on his blade, he's fast, combo is by far. I think in terms of top, I would be surprised if he wasn't in the top tier of the fighters.
Duel 2.
Attacks like that great. Sage managed to perfect me that round. I think the one issue is you can be overly defensive in this, but seeing as weapons can break, although it's so hard to get this stuff to break, you really have to be very, very defensive. You'll notice they do flash the weapons, I seem to be even broken. I think they broke, it's been such a long time, they were so hard to do. It was like one of those things that was, it could be done, but it was so hard to do it in game unless you directly planned for it, it was never going to happen. But this really actually blocked half the match.
I've got a couple.
I think I'm gonna play Kill. Here we go, Keel versus Nzorma.
Duel 1. Fight.
Again, Keel's another character I just feel is definitely on the better ratio. Fast, nimble, greatest attack. Keel's always one of my favourite characters, hence why I didn't play through. So it was some time there. I need to check that frog out. Arcade. Animation. But definitely a few things I think that maybe changes. Yeah, some fantastic scaling here. Right guys, just so you know, this is the final fight. We will be wrapping up after this bout. This special was a positive fight. Then you've got to activate super, and then you've got to try and pull it off on time. Yeah, I think he did some sort of weird text. His super was really powerful. I really did like the character design in this, and the pixel art really is fantastic stuff. Oh, damn it. Yes, second. So Keel's super is definitely one of the easier ones to pull off. Just double half circle back and then punch, and there we go. It's a nice way to wrap it up, big full screen, finishing off super. So everyone, as always, I'm going to thank you for watching. We will be wrapping up early tonight. I've been your host for this stream, Random Gamer Riven, along with my co-host, Random Gamer Dragoon. And I'll be wrapping it up here, seeing as I'm streaming an hour earlier. We'll be back streaming again next week, as always, so I'm going to thank you all for visiting. Characters at the time's counting down. But thank you again for watching. It's always been a privilege to have you all with us for this week of streaming on Randomised Gaming. As I mentioned, I probably will take a break during December, seeing as it's been a... That might be the only time I might take a break, seeing as I want to do a bit more additional content, non-stream stuff. But we are headed towards 3,000 subscribers, guys, so if you want to subscribe to the channel, please do. The more subscribers we get, the better. We certainly like to try and hit 3,000 in the next few days. I will thank you all for joining us. This has been Golden Axe The Duel for tonight's fight night. It's still reasonably cheap-ish if you get the Japanese version, or if you get the PAL version. The North American version is a bit more expensive. I do recommend it as a fighter. It's a very, very enjoyable one, and really a very impressive technical one for the Saturn. So, but that's it from me here at Randomised Gaming. As always, if you enjoyed this stream, please do hit that like button, and if you're new to the channel, please do consider subscribing if you haven't already. I've been your host for this stream, Random Gamer Riven. With me, as I said, was Random Gamer Dragoon, and I'm going to wrap it up there. I'm going to wish you a good night, good evening, good morning, or a good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. I'm not going to do any single player content tonight, but I hope to see you all back next week. I'll probably be streaming more do a bit more Saturn stuff next week. I think it depends what I'm thinking of. I probably will deviate to a few more consoles in the near future. I think we haven't streamed any Dreamcast stuff yet. I think it might be time the Dreamcast version comes out in the near future. Oh, we've got DP. You know what, I'll quickly do a match or two. Yeah, later. Ironically, I was supposed to do a single player match, but I think we're wrapping up stream. Oh, there's the goblins with these nice intros in between. Yeah, we'll wrap it up now. But thanks for watching, everyone. I'll be back next week. I'll just run the intro while I'm doing this. I will see you all in next week's stream. So for me, farewell for this week. Have a good weekend, everyone. And I'll see you all soon. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here on this stream. Good night for now, everyone.